Let's bring in our political analyst and professor at Curtin University, Joe Siracusa. Joe, the eyes of Americans are once again in the skies this morning. A fourth flying object shot down, this one over Lake Michigan. It's not a confirm, though, on whether or not this was a spy balloon, but there's certainly a lot of activity happening up in the heavens, Joe.
Yes, good morning, Pete. Well, look, the hunting season is open on Chinese balloons, or whatever it is they're sending our way. It's extraordinary, really, that we're using these F-22s, which is one of the most sophisticated fighter planes ever built, firing Sidewinder missiles, which are very, very expensive, to shoot down balloons, which are actually sent by the Chinese. I've been monitoring the conversations coming out of Beijing the last couple of days. And most of the military there are not real sure what these balloons are because, they didn't get the memo. So it's a big place, and we don't really know who sent them. But, Biden took a lot of time to get the first one. He's had no time at all to get to the other ones. He's going right after them. We don't know what these balloons are. I mean, for all we know, they're Kurt Vonnegut's Martian man from Mars who's coming to save the Earth. But we're not going to ask any questions.
Maybe it's David Bowie coming back, Joe.
Yes, that's exactly right. This could have been Elvis's second coming, and we shot him. So we just don't know. Look, Biden is a little desperate here. He's trying to look presidential. He tried a little bit the other night in the speech. Wasn't too bad. But, the speech was all about happiness and going after big oil, big tech, and all the rest of them. I mean, it's just the kind of speech you'd expect from a good Democrat. And what he's done is he's messaged what he's going to do next in the presidential election. There's no one going to knock him off. He will be 82 years old. He'll be taking on probably Donald Trump. And, he got 81 million votes the last time. Trump got 74 million. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But I think... Go ahead.
Now, let's just say, because I'm just fascinated by the spy balloon. We'll get to the State of the Union in a bit, Joe, but the fact that there is a few of them out and about, and there's a Washington Post article towards the back end of last week that suggested that there was vast amounts of intelligence that had been captured on them. Now, if there are so many of them, particularly in North America, presumably they'd been sent elsewhere, i.e. Australia. Do you think that could have happened?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was revealed, of course, in the last week, as you know, that the Chinese have a program that monitors 40 countries with balloons. I'm sure Australia is one of the 40 countries. I mean, it's low-tech spying. Keep in mind, though, when I was a kid, the Russians shot down the U-2 with Gary Powers at 66,000 feet above the Soviet Union and put him on display at his trial. So, spying's going on from very high places. But I'll tell you what, this is very, very gutsy on the part of the Chinese to float these damn balloons at commercial level.
No, you make a very good point. Look, all countries spy on each other, don't they? It just takes a very brazen government to send up some huge balloons.
Yeah, I mean, they're sort of, spying in plain sight. Look, when the Chinese said it was a weather balloon that had lost its weight, it was hovering over missile fields in Montana. I mean, they must think somebody's stupid here. They can't answer these questions. Now, what's it doing over Montana? Why is it monitoring missile sites and things like that? I think, they did what they wanted to do. Whoever launched those balloons knew that Antony Blinken, the American Secretary of State, would cancel his trip to China, and that's very important. I hate to see that kind of reset button derail like that, but it was. So they derailed Secretary of State pretty cheaply with a balloon, because they knew that's what would have to happen. And I don't know if President Xi is in charge of these people or someone just wanted to, derail the rapprochement.
Amazing if it's a balloon that starts World War III. No one would have had that in their bingo cards. Hey, just a final one, Joe. I know you're a football fan, and we've got a couple of Australians taking centre stage in the Super Bowl today. You got a prediction as Philadelphia get there?
Yeah, I think so. I got the Eagles by 3. The Eagles got a great team, and mind you, Kansas has got a great team too, with a great quarterback, and it's a historic event, Pete. We got 2 African Americans at their quarterback, which is something my generation never dreamed of. And I'm going to give you today's fun fact, Pete.
Yeah.
My father took me to the championship game in 1963. The tickets were $12.
What are they today?
Today, it probably cost you $12,000 to get a lousy.
Up in the nosebleeds. Good on you, Joe.
Yes.
Good to see you.